everyone! Welcome to my channel, Hegfreeze here. Before we get into the stories, I just wanted to thank you guys for helping me reach 100 subscribers. It's a big milestone for me and I really appreciate your support, guys. Today, I am bringing you 4 new and really awesome entitled parent stories. Keywords include HIV, milkshake, birthday, and bullying. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the stories. Entitled mother physically assaults me and vice principal tries to expel me. Why? Because the teachers are obviously lying. This story is from about 4 years ago when I was in 6th grade, in a school essentially full of rich entitled kids, where I was bullied a lot, but I may have forgotten some dialogue. EM, entitled mother, EK, entitled kid. Both shockers, I know. VP, vice principal. C, coach, gym teacher. T, teacher, specifically science. And nurse, AO, admissions official, mom, and finally me, drumroll, me, another shocker. Backstory. So I had been going to school with this kid for 7 years at this point, and for a few years had been on the same bus as him, despite living on opposite sides of town, so I was always stuck on the bus for over an hour and didn't get home until like 5 p.m. Because of how late I would get home and the fact that my bus stop was over half a mile from where we were living at my grandparents' at the time, since we were doing construction on our house. My parents got me a cheap crappy cell phone in 4th grade. I'd post a pic but I can't find it. So me and this kid had never liked each other. We were both smart, but me far more so, humble brag, which made him jealous of me. I explicitly remember that in 4th grade, on the last day of school, we all had to pass around a paper on which we'd write something nice about the person whose paper it was. He wrote on mine, second smartest in the class, after me. Anyway, one day riding home on the bus in 5th grade, he tried to steal my phone, so we fought, and I ended up punching him in the face. I had some behavioral problems as a kid due to my ADHD, and so I got in fights and hit a lot. Suffice to say, from that point on, he and his mom hated me. She even tried to get me kicked off the bus, but failed since the other kid said he had attacked me first and that there was literally no way for my parents to pick me up, as they both had to work. Anyway, time for the main story. So this whole thing started off in gym class one day. We were playing a game which involved tagging other kids. Note, this was arranged by C. And I chase after this kid and tag him, then I run off. I think nothing of it, as that's what all the other kids were doing. He starts chasing after me, but like I said, perfectly normal. Then the next day in science, T is teaching us about planetary orbits, about how they both orbit the sun and spin themselves, and she had a few kids come in near her, with her being the sun, and spin really quickly and move around her quickly to symbolize planets like Mercury and Venus. I was one of those kids and I got pretty dizzy, so dizzy in fact that when heading back to my table, I fell over, scraping up my leg against the table and also falling on this kid completely by accident. I help him up, apologize profusely and head back to my seat. Once again, I think nothing of it. Boy, was I wrong. The next week, I'm sitting in social studies, one of the few days I was staying in school, as some of the bullying I was receiving was so bad I would just skip school or make myself vomit so I wouldn't have to go. And over the PA system they say, OP, please step out of class. Now, this is very weird, since in this school they never said step out of class. They always said go to X's office or go to Y's place. But whatever, I step outside my classroom and just waited. I was standing there for like 20 minutes when this crazed looking 30-year-old woman comes up to me and grabs my arm and digs her long nails into it. Ladies and gents, this is our entitled mother. While she wasn't your standard Karen, me, who was a chubby 11-year-old at the time, was terrified. She starts screaming at me, "Don't you touch my son! Don't you ever touch my son again! You dirty little crap! Don't you freaking touch my son again!" She carried this on for about 5 minutes, all the while with me terrified since I had no clue what was going on. She then stops and VP walks over and pulls me into her office, and EM follows. So, I'm sitting in VP's office, very confused as to why I am there, and she starts off with the classic principal line of, "Do you know why you're here?" I, of course, respond no, since I had no clue why I was there, and then EM starts yelling at me, "Stop lying!" VP does nothing to stop her, but then says to me, You're here because you hit EK. I respond, when? I never touched him. VP then tells me, EK says that you tackled him against the wall during gym when we played the game, and that you punched him in the face. Additionally, he says that on that day in science, I knocked him to the ground, jumped on top of him, and started clawing at his eyes, and I hurt him so badly he had to go to the nurse. I respond by telling her that's completely untrue, but VP hated me. One day, my bully locked me outside in the pouring rain, and when she let me back in, she said that I should be suspended for being outside, even after she saw the camera footage. So when I tell her that I didn't do it, she says that she doesn't think she can trust me over EK, him being a paragon of truth or something, and calls up my mom. My mom, who mind you was at work just trying to finish up so she could get home to her infant child, takes my back and says that I did nothing wrong because I didn't do anything, and says that before VP rushes to judgment, she first needs to ask T and C. EM rejects this out of hand, since after all, my precious little EK could never be lying. Hey lady, I've got a surprise for you. Both teachers come in, which I saw since I was stuck in her office for the rest of the day, and they both say before EM, VP and I, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. OP didn't do anything. VP lets me go home but tells me that there will be a meeting tomorrow with my mom and I as well as EM. The next day I have a headache, so I go to the nurse. Now, I don't know how it works in most schools, but in our school, when you went to the nurse, you needed to sign in and the date was written down. I tell Anne, who liked me, the story, and ask her if she could check her records. She pulls out the forms and says that EK hadn't been there in over 2 months. He never went. Me, excited by this new information, ask Anne to come speak to VP later with me and my mom, and Anne agrees. Later that day, EM, mom, and I walk into VP's office and sit down. EM starts her rant about how I am a terrible child who is abusing her son and should not be allowed in the school. My mom gets up and tells her to the face that she is full of crap, that all the teachers said I did nothing wrong, and that maybe they ask Anne about what happened. VP calls up Anne and asks her about this, and Anne tells the truth, the EK hadn't been there. My mom sits down, thinking that maybe we would be allowed to leave because, you know, I'm innocent. But oh no, dear reader, that isn't what happened. VP turns to me and my mom and says to our faces, dead serious, maybe the teachers could be lying. That's right, these teachers who had steady secure jobs at this school and had worked there happily for a year at the highest paying school in the area would sacrifice their jobs for a little kid who they didn't really like that much. EM smugly yells out, of course they're lying. They all just want EK to get in trouble. My mom, fed up both with this and the severe bullying I had been going through, pulls me up, tells VP we're leaving, and heads to EO's office. She then pulls me out of school for the next year. Jokes on VP though, she got fired. Sister with baby thinks she's entitled to $300 worth of clothes using my mom's money on my mom's birthday. So about a couple months back, my mom recently turned 50. My sister thought she would take us all out to eat at the restaurant in the mall. We get there and eat and everything's fine. My sister pays the bill, which comes out to about $45, and my mother very much enjoys the meal she ordered. Here's where things start to get annoying. S. Sister, me, mom, mom. My sister of course has to start off the conversation like this, and I apologize for the paraphrasing. This was a while ago. Sister: so I was thinking we should go to the store and pick up some clothes. The baby really needs bigger clothes and I wanna get some stuff too. I look over at her and give her this annoyed look cause I could see it coming. There's no way my sister is gonna pay. My mom doesn't really seem to think too much of it, and after we eat, we all head over there. Me, looking at my sister. Why are you having mom buy you clothes on her birthday? That's rude. Shh, rolling her eyes. She definitely knows it's wrong but doesn't care. We get there and I pick up a pair of pants since I barely had anything, and my mom picks up some stuff for herself. This part blows my mind. Here comes my sister, arms filled with clothes, and she throws them all down onto the counter. Mom: you better have money on you. Sister: I can go half on the bill. Mom, the baby really needs clothes and so do I. Mom, that's not my problem. Not even a minute later, it's like she forgot about what she said and she walks out with her baby, completely leaving my mom and me there at the register. The total comes out to over $300 with my mom and I being about $4 of it. I never heard a thank you from my sister to her and my mom was very upset about the whole thing. Never again. Entitled Mother wanted my milkshake. So this was about a year and a half ago. I had pneumonia and was having personal issues. I don't want to go into for personal reasons. I had walked up to Wawa, which is a big gas station in America for those who don't know, which was about a half a mile away from my house, and since I had pneumonia I was in a bad mood and just wanted my milkshake. I get inside Wawa and ordered my milkshake. I went and paid for it and then waited. During that, I had went to the bathroom and threw up. I come out of the bathroom feeling like absolute crap. I grabbed my milkshake and walked outside. That's when I met the entitled mother. Do you think my son can have that milkshake? I'm absolutely sick, so it hurt a little bit for me to talk. Why can't you just go inside to get one? Well, I don't have the time for that and you don't look like you need it. I'm like 6 feet and pretty fat. No, ma'am, I'm sick and I really just want this milkshake now. Can you please leave me alone? Whatever, you piece of crap. I hope you are happy now that you upset my son. He was just standing there. He looked about 6 years old. I just told her okay and put in my earbuds and enjoyed my milkshake. Best tasting milkshake I ever had. Mom demands HIV testing to date her daughter. I am a young, openly bisexual man. I am also a virgin who has never done anything even remotely sexual with anyone, let alone a man. I recently started dating my best friend and it's amazing. We both really like each other and she doesn't care how I see men, but her mom does. She cares so much that she told my girlfriend that she was ruining our lives, her parents, and that she was a freaking idiot. Frankly, I'm amazed at these people. I have never seen anyone act like this before. It's shocking. Mere moments after my girlfriend tells her parents we were dating, her mother goes into a tirade about how I've probably had sex with a bunch of men and I'm deceased. Then she tells my girlfriend that we both have to get HIV testing done before we can date. Insulting, but I really like this girl, so I'm still in. Today, the next day, my girlfriend and I discovered that Walgreens and Walmart both supply an over-the-counter mouth swab kit to detect HIV. It's $45, but it beats the 2-hour round trip to the nearest Planned Parenthood. Apparently, it's not good enough for my girlfriend's mother, who is demanding that we each go through our family doctors. At this point, I might just say screw it and not do the testing. I know I'm clean. I know she's clean. We're both over 20, and honestly, I have lost all respect for her parents. Her mother is an elementary teacher. I understand the concern, but I have slept with 0 people, men or women, used 0 drugs of any kind, and I've been best friends with this girl for years. We know each other at this point. There we go, guys. That was everything I had for today. I will be back tomorrow with a new video. Let me know which subreddit you would like to see here on my channel. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you have enjoyed this video and subscribe. Peace.